So if you did not know, today, May 6th, is Willie Mays' birthday. He turns 90 years old. If you're brand new to baseball, Willie Mays is one of the 10 best players of all time, and he is most famous for making the catch. You've probably seen this before. Well, all of a sudden, I was scrolling through Twitter, and I saw a clip from a Yankees game going viral with the caption of F your birthday, and I'm thinking, why are they telling Willie Mays F your birthday? Come to find out, Jose Altuve, his birthday is also May 6th, so whether you feel bad for him or not, I mean, come on, man, it's his birthday. Let him celebrate in peace. Yeah, no, that's never going to happen, especially if you're playing the Yankees. Nothing is off limits. Just ask Randy Dobnak, the former Uber driver. They were chanting Uber, so this is par for the course. But anyways, what's going on, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. If this is your first time on the channel, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. We do this every single day, so this is the best place to be if you want to stay up to date on the game of baseball. Wow, I cannot believe the words that are about to come out of my mouth. Albert Pujols, according to Jeff Passan and Fine Sand on Twitter, will be released today by the LA Angels. He's hitting 198 and 92 plate appearances. For his career, he has 667 home runs, over 2,000 RBIs. He is without a doubt going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I fully agree with that tweet. It's so unfortunate that the youth of today is going to be seeing and witnessing Albert Pujols aging, and he's not the same guy that he was. He was called the Machine for a reason. Put some respect on his name. If he has to retire, man, what a career. I'm almost sad reading that. And I don't mean to sound like a jerk, but 38-year-old Miggy is having a worse season than Pujols, so it makes me think, is Miggy next? Which is crazy to say because both Cabrera and Pujols were some of the titans of Major League Baseball 2 decades ago. It's just, wow. Time just creeps up on you. And again, Father Time is undefeated. A career for the books for Albert Pujols. I can't believe I even just said that out loud. I think he's retiring. Now, take this with a grain of salt, but according to a source, Albert Pujols was upset he wasn't in the lineup to face lefty Ryan Yarbrough, and I'm kind of with him. He's 6 for 9 with 2 home runs and 7 RBIs against Yarbrough, so it would make sense to play him. However, Joe Maddon benched him, and maybe the Angels just said, hey, you're not in our future plans, and Albert said, hey, release me. Let me go back to St. Louis. Now, we are going to talk about Francisco Lindor getting benched. The $341 million man, yes, was benched for game number 2 of their doubleheader versus the Cardinals. But first, I really want to bring up Joey Votto because he fractured his thumb. Now, he was in good spirits after the game. He actually said that he's surprised it took so long. He gets on base almost like no one else in the history of baseball, and that's because pitchers just can't really find a comfortable place to just hone in and try and get him out. I mean, the last few years have been kind of down, so we'll see how Joey Votto is in his return. Prayers up to him and that thumb. The Reds, speaking of Joey Votto's team, they blank the White Sox. Every time I say that, I shouldn't say blank because it sounds like I'm replacing like a curse word. The Reds shut out the White Sox 1-0. Dallas Keuchel and Sonny Gray. That was an elite pitching duel yesterday. They both went 7 innings, only allowed 2 hits, and then the bullpen took over for each of them. Hendricks unfortunately cannot beat the Fred. What do I mean by that? He can't beat Robert Manfred because the good old runner on second base rule gives the Reds a 1-0 victory. So White Sox fans, I'm probably certain that they're angry at Mr. Robert Manfred right now, but they didn't score, so I guess it's fair according to Mr. Robbie. The Giants were handed a second straight loss, I believe, to the Rockies. Logan Webb got torched by the Rockies offense. That was 6 earned runs in the 4th inning alone, and they scored 6 runs without getting a single extra base hit. There was a walk, there was like 3 or 4 singles, and John Gray was pretty good for the Rockies. I fully expect John Gray to be on a different team by the All-Star break because he has been really good. 6 innings, 2 earned runs, 8 strikeouts, almost up to 2 WAR already on the season. That is insane. Don't you dare think for a second that I forgot about John Means no-hitter. Sometimes I like to hold it back and not talk about it so you guys start going crazy in the comment section like, how could you forget that? John Means was electric yesterday. Now, I do quickly want to bring up Trey Mancini because he is on the comeback from cancer. He overcame it. Absolute badass. I love Trey Mancini. He hit a 3-run home run, and that was pretty much all that John Means needed because he threw a no-hitter and missed a perfect game by 1 single at-bat. It was a drop third strikeout, so he struck someone out, but the ball got past the catcher, so he ended up reaching first base. I'm under the impression that that rule should not be a thing, but I understand that if you want the out, you got to catch it. 12 strikeout no-hitter. He was just, cheesing fastballs inside, and the Mariners could not catch up to it. He lowers his season ERA to 1.37. I am so excited for the Orioles' future in in regards to offense as well as pitching. Honestly, if Dean Kramer can just really progress as a starting pitcher, and if they can call up Adley Rutschman and Heston Kjerstad, their offense is going to be really good. All right, well, now we have to talk about the golden boy, Francisco Lindor, Mr. Smile. He did not have the best first game of the doubleheader versus the Cardinals yesterday. The Cardinals go up 2-1 with the help of Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado. Kim for the Cardinals was fantastic. He went 4 innings, so he's not going to get credit for the W. But it was a doubleheader, so that's almost like going 6 innings in a regular 9-inning game. And then guess what happened? Lindor, he made this error while he was 0 for 24 at the plate. And what happens after that error? Yeah, Paul DeJong happens, and he is probably the greatest hitter ever in the history of baseball against the Mets franchise. I think he has 10 home runs in 20 games. He's almost batting 400. So he is basically Mark McGwire against the Mets. And Francisco Lindor, because he was 0 for 24, making errors at that point, it really bit Marcus Stroman in the butt, and they benched him in game number 2. Yes, the $341 million man was benched probably for a mental break. Again, he was 0 for 24. But what's weird is the Mets played better when he wasn't in the lineup. So we saw that Nito hit a home run, and then the replacement shortstop, Jonathan Villar, goes the other way. Kevin Pillar and Jonathan Villar, they drive the next 3 runs. And again, a lot of people have been saying that they played better with more energy. I can't really see that perspective because Francisco Lindor is always playing with a lot of energy on defense. But going back to September of 2019, Francisco Lindor, when he's hitting, it just doesn't seem like he's all that bothered. If he gets out, that's fine. If he hits a home run, that's also pretty cool. But a 157 batting average combined with a 38 OPS plus, when the average OPS plus is 100, it's not going to cut it. He definitely needed a day off. Hopefully he bounces back, because at this point, I know I kind of got grilled for it on Twitter for saying I felt bad for Francisco Lindor. Yeah, he's making a lot of money, but I've been a baseball player before. It sucks going 0 for 5, let alone 0 for 24 while making errors, and the entire city of New York is booing you. It can't be fun. But again, the city of New York is built different. They do not care. Your feelings, not important. All they care about is W's and results. The Marlins shellacked Luke Weaver yesterday. Adam Duvall ends up with 4 RBIs at the end of the day. The Marlins staff, it was a little bit weird because Ross Detweiler, he dominates the first 2 innings, and then he hands it off to Holloway and the rest of the pen, and they actually shut out the Diamondbacks, which we've talked about the Diamondbacks a lot lately. Their offense is high-powered, so it's not easy to shut them out. So good for the Marlins and their pitching staff. The Braves, so they let go of Adam Duvall, and we saw that he had 4 RBIs. They chose Marcell Ozuna instead, and guess what? Marcell Ozuna also drove in 4 RBIs on a grand slam, and then Max Fried turned in his best start of the year. 5 innings, 1 earned run. He lowered his season ERA to 8.4, so he has a lot of work to do to get back down to that 2020 ERA of like sub 2 or sub 3. I don't remember exactly what it was. The Yankees faced off against the Astros, and they get their 5th win in a row. Talking about the Yankees, it seems like Jose Altuve is just not that guy anymore. Giancarlo Stanton, on the other hand, he is that dude. He's now on an 11-game hitting streak. Aaron Hicks pokes one to the right side, and then Stanton adds a little bit more, and then Aroldis Chapman, you are not going to hit him. Now, one thing I do want to note is the fact that the Astros complained to Major League Baseball. I saw a lot of tweets from Yankees fans that they had to take off their shirts that were saying something like Trastros, or really just mocking the Houston Astros franchise. That's really soft. We can't be doing that. The Phillies are on a winning streak as well. They pick up their 3rd W in a row. Rhys Hoskins singles to start it off, and then Didi Gregorius hits his 8th career grand slam, and they won't score for the rest of the game as the Brewers try to make the comeback. But the last 4 pitchers for the Phillies, they do pretty well. They only allow 2 hits, no runs, so just a great game for the Phillies bullpen confidence. The Tigers, we finally get to talk about them on a positive note. Casey Mize was insane against the vaunted Red Sox offense. He goes 6 innings, only allows 1 earned run. The bullpen instantly implodes. That's what the Tigers do. Their bullpen is 2020 Phillies bad. I mean, they could end up being historically bad as well over the course of 162. The Red Sox do tie it up, but Jeimer Candelario seals it with a 3-run home run, so the Tigers improve to 9-22. Good for them. Max Muncy gives the Dodgers an early lead as Walker Buehler was on fire to begin the game, and then guess what happens? Jake Marisnick, who has been even hotter over the last 2 weeks, he ties it up with a bomb. Jock Peterson thought he hit this one 875 feet. There was a UFO sighting in Vegas yesterday. I didn't see it, but I'm almost certain that Jock Peterson must have seen a UFO because that baseball didn't even make it to the warning track. Matt Duffy and Anthony Rizzo, they take care of the rest. So fortunately for Jock Peterson, he ties it up, and then the Cubs, they finish the job. I don't know how to say this name, so forgive me if I botch it. Hyunjong Yang of the Rangers gets his first career start, and he racks up 8 strikeouts in 3 innings, only allows 1 earned run. Nick Solak scores on a wild pitch, and then the Rangers' solid bullpen. I'd say that's probably the most underrated aspect of the Rangers, their bullpen. They shut down the Twins offense. Now, keeping with an American League Central division rival of the Twins, we have the Cleveland baseball team versus the Royals. It was a sloppy game all around. You have Brady Singer versus Angel Hernandez. Angel Hernandez, I'll keep it real with you guys, he was not great, and he hasn't been great for his entire career. So I knew that this was going to be a crazy game. So Brady Singer gets ejected. Shane Bieber had a great game in my opinion, but the Cleveland defense made it a whole lot worse. So after 3 errors, Cleveland is able to make the comeback, an Eddie Rosario double, and then Jose Ramirez as well as Josh Naylor, they come in clutch. Naylor has been fantastic over the last week, so I want to tip my cap. Ever since I said the Cleveland offense was terrible on Twitter, they've not been terrible, so it's really fun. Baseball is way more fun when you're scoring runs. And then the final games from yesterday, some West Coast games. I promise you guys I'll talk about these first tomorrow. Darvish was given an early lead, and then the Pirates come back to score 2 and tie it up. Jake Cronenworth allows Mark Melancon to get his 11th save already. Melancon with 11 saves and a .6 ERA. He has been on top of his game. The Braves, they definitely should have not let him go. The Rays beat the Angels yesterday. Even though Shohei Ohtani was fairly solid, his control is still all over the place. He has 19 walks in 18 innings, but he has more home runs than hits allowed. So he goes 5 innings, only allows 1 hit. Saw that he robbed Austin Meadows, and then this was kind of funny. He says sorry to Austin Meadows for taking a hit away from him. Brandon Lau wins it for the Tampa Bay Rays, and the Angels are now on a 4-game losing streak. Rest in pickles to the Angels. I honestly thought that they were going to be on top of the baseball world, and they were for a while, and now they're starting to fade. And then last but not least, the Blue Jays versus the A's. A wild pitch ties it up for the Jays in the 8th, and then Teoscar Hernandez as well as Rando Grichuk, they rip it open for 5 runs in the 8th inning. Every single team, aside from the Red Sox and the American League East, they have been playing really good baseball lately, so it's fun to watch. All right, everyone, well, that does it for today's MLB recap. Thank you all so much for watching. Do not forget to use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save 20 bucks off. Follow me on my social medias, especially Twitch. I stream almost every single day. All of my socials are at Fuzzy from YT. Stay safe out there, and I'll catch you on the next one.